What is up, everybody? I'd like to welcome each and every one of you back to a new One Punch Man, the strongest LSSR review, where finally we're gonna get access to Red Mosquito Girl, also known as Scarlet Storm, my waifu, which is the rank 1 waifu. Now, you're gonna notice a few changes in this video. Number one, I do not have a meta-analysis because I'm having problems logging into CN. So if you wanna watch the meta-analysis, I'll be releasing it tomorrow. Also, this is the reason why my videos have been delayed recently, because I'm having trouble connecting to the CN server. Nevertheless, we're gonna have a look at whatever information we have today. So, first things first, a brief introduction into our subject. She is considered the highest damage PvE unit for a while. So you're looking at a transition time until minimum Gear Win, which is slated to come out in March or April next year. So you have more or less half a year with her. Now, some of you may be asking, what are her roles specifically? So she's basically a squishy destroyer or a tank shredder. So she basically deals insane amounts of damage, and she has her follow-up as well as her ultimate to combine together to reach max DPS. So she's considered one of the strongest, if not the strongest DPS unit due to this simple mechanic. She's also the best booba waifu. A lot of people will agree with me. Now, the cons, she requires a lot of protection in PvP. Because her follow-up doesn't start until round 2, she's actually a very vulnerable unit. So you need extra protection, you need ally Melza, you need a strong Tentok Master with Goketsu to make sure she's staying nice and healthy. And she's also susceptible to other RMGs nuking her after Genos has destroyed your shield, if the enemy Genos is strong enough to destroy your shield or take out your Melza guard. Her max DPS is achieved only with P5. This is the caveat, is that you need her purple 5, you need her keepsake, and you need her purple 5 to actually activate round 1 domination, or not, it will only be round 2 domination. And she requires moderate investment, which is basic for every other unit that you're going to have coming forward. Most of the units, actually every unit since the beginning of this game, required moderate investment. So it's not like it's loose. And let's go to the first ability breakdown. Her passive, also known as Bloodthirsty Fury. Non-crit damage is reduced by 33% on the second turn, follow up on lowest HP percent enemy, and her follow-up value is 80% of her attack stat, and it goes for 4 times per round, of course. In her extreme passive, her non-crit damage reduction is increased by 5% to 38%. On turn 2, she follows up on the lowest HP enemy as well, and her follow-up value is 90% of her attack 5 times. If you guys are interested to know her Awakened P5, her non-crit damage reduction is at 45%, so it goes up by 7% further. Turn 1, she follows up on the lowest HP enemy, and her follow-up is 5 times, dealing 100% attack. So that's a little bit of extra information if you guys are interested. So her basic attack, also known as Ruthless Reaper, hits one enemy dealing 180% of her attack, deals extra damage 60% of her attack, scaling for 3 rounds. So after round 3, you're gonna have 180% scaling of extra damage. So let's have a look at this passive in action, shall we? So as you can see, she goes after Phoenix Man that has been hit by the enemy Sonic. So very straightforward passive. You can also see the passive extra damage. So now RMG's most well-liked, or I would say her most famous skill, Fragmented Flash. It's so close to being so good. If only they named it Fragmented Slash, it would be so much better. Nevertheless, single target damage dealing 500% of attack stat and gains 50% lifesteal for 2 rounds. So let's have a look at her basic ultimate. Not bad. Ultra Ultimate it's so cool, it started playing by itself. Single target dealing 600% damage, which is absolutely nothing. Gain 70% lifesteal for 2 rounds. So the lifesteal part is why I would say that she is much better than Boros, because Boros can only sustain himself if number 1 he heals or an ally heals, whereas RMG can just self-sustain. So if Boros is taken out or there are not many allies on the field, RMG is always there to save the day. And if you have Boros and RMG, you can make sure Boros is alive basically forever, because she's going to continue healing and Boros is going to feed off that healing with his passive. So tandem offense, people. Why choose one when you can have 2 in PvE? PvP, just use Boros for now, it's my recommendation. But we'll save that for the meta-analysis part tomorrow, yeah? So, we skip all the way up to the additional information section. If you guys want to know, you should 100% limit break for her with Omni on day 1 if possible. And then proceed to 5-star her so you can get your purpose shards. Same with every other unit. She is very good, but she has about 3 months to get her keepsake. I pray to God we get her keepsake really fast so you know we can have more fun. It's more entertaining, but it doesn't seem to be the case as you can observe from Taiwan. So we'll just keep our hopes up and our fingers crossed that they release the keepsake early. So gearing wise, you should go for primal, of course, that's a priority. Crit damage, attack percentage, and 1 speed. That is my personal recommendation. Feel free to disagree. If you want to go slower RMG, it's fine also, but I recommend a gangster set for that. So you go crit damage and 2 attack percentage. If you do not have crit or crit damage, your crit damage can be swapped with attack percentage or your crit can be swapped with attack percentage. But I highly recommend you get a crit chest. If you do not have good primal or gangster gears, you can run a broken set. It's also as good, but the bonuses from primal and gangster are actually quite disgusting. And primal set, usually you run for PvP RMG. In all honesty, you run initially primal because you're able to one-shot the tank and probably take out another unit in the front or the back. Unless you get stopped by P-Man, then that's where Gangster RMG really shines because it just takes out multiple units on the field. Talent wise, you're going to find Unyielding in her talent tree. And for sigils, I highly recommend prioritizing Sharp Sword, 1 or 2 Piercing, because you're going to meet enemies with block. Definitely you're going to meet enemies with block. This is of course optional, but you can either slot either an extra Sharp Sword or Piercing, completely up to you. If you have enemies with troubling block stats, then go for Piercing, I recommend. But you're going to get Crush Rate from the Awakening as well, so I think it's not too big of a deal. And this is the part which a lot of people will debate, the sigils for defensive sigils. So a lot of people recommend crit resistance, etc, etc, etc. I personally recommend you go for Vitality because you can never go wrong with extra HP and you get some attack stat from that. But if you feel like crit resistance is working better for you or alt damage resistance is more reliable, please by all means slot whatever you wish to deem. There is no right or wrong answer, it's just catering to what you feel is needed. Buff gears wise, you of course have to go triple attack, attack monster, expert and demon. You should be running 3 attack bonus minimum on the attack monster. If you have 2, that's fine, but you need to compensate with 2 attack stats as well. And you can slot in 1 or 2 speed. It's fine, it's completely up to you. Personally, 1 speed is okay already. Unless you are trying to go speed demon RMG and one shot everybody, I think the attack bonus should be prioritized. For attack expert, of course, you want to go crit because you're running crit, so you're going to need as much crit as possible. Attack demon, of course, you want to get the basic augment, the basic attack augment. But if you do not have it, you can go for damage rate or bonus damage. Both are fine. Personally, I would say bonus damage is slightly under compared to damage rate because damage rate affects total damage, whereas bonus damage affects certain aspects of the damage, so follow up, gangster passive, primal passive. So overall damage rate is the much better stat. And that's it everybody. And with that, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning into this video. I'm so sorry that I could not include the meta-analysis section. Nevertheless, I will try my level best to log in and create one for you tomorrow. If you guys are hyped for the stream, I'm going to be streaming on the 1st of June at 2 PM for my RMG pulls, as well as a few other people who have requested for me to pull on stream. And I might have a little secret out for you guys. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're so close to 1k subscribers and my 1k subscriber giveaway and unlocking monetization for this channel. So if you like, share, and support me, please help me out to get to 1k. It's not very far left. We have about 30 more to go. As always, please stay home, stay safe. Peace.